TVR Universe, I am Dave, and in this week's episode we have got loads to go through. We're going to do this a little bit different this week. We are going to bring you absolute value, and in this particular video we're going to be sharing with you how to use your YouTube analytics to the best effect to grow your channel. Some of the things you may know, some of it will be new, and then later on in this stream I'll be answering 5 questions I picked that I've been sent over the last few weeks on Instagram and Twitter and things like that within the TVR universe. And feel free to add your questions and comment on things we talk about in the live chat, and we will make this awesome. So do not go anywhere because you guys rock. So the first thing I want to do then is bring absolute value to you people, and basically go to the screen where we can share with you what we want to do with a drunken sailor. Right, so basically let's go into how awesome your analytics can be. So if we fly into that now, and this is, you know, I don't mind showing you what's going on here. Hello Sam, welcome. So basically the YouTube analytics can be quite complex, but at the same time it can be quite simple, so do not worry. So this is basically the back end. I have no problem showing you guys my latest video on Tuesday. If you haven't already, check it out after this video. It's about how to improve your audio quality, and more specifically I was using the Zoom H1N, and if you like the quality of the audio of this live stream, then check out the link pinned to the live chat, because I'll tell you what, it brings you absolutely value. Hello DJ Jubs, welcome to the house here at TVR Creators, welcome. It's nice to have you both here, and any silent listeners, welcome to you as well. So basically this is the dashboard of your channel. You can see straight away the latest performance of your video. As you can see, I got a higher view duration on my video, which was really interesting. So on average it varies all the time. I'll perhaps get more into that later, but what's really cool, just to give you a bit of a rundown then, you can see how well your videos perform. So on the whole, because I was playing around with how to title my video and I'm always testing new things, you know, it was down on my power 10 if you will, but you could just see briefly actually, you could see when I make a video about the M50, it just tends to be and just tends to perform better, because it's obviously something that's searched a lot on YouTube at the moment, and the new Mark II of the M50 is an absolute brilliant camera, but we're not here to talk about that today. But that just gives you a rough idea, and then obviously you can see your views, and you'll get a sort of a green tick going up. Well, technically it's a green circle with a white tick, but you get the idea, and that basically just says you're doing better than normal, or you'll get more of a white tick with a green tick inside. I made that sound really confusing, and that just gives you a rough idea of your impression click through rate, which is very important in your analytics, and they say between sort of 2 and 7 is quite good. If I can get as close to 5 as possible, because you know, between that and 10% is great. And just bear in mind, the more views you get on your video, basically, you know, it will knock it down. So bear that in mind. Just say, for example, when I first posted my video, I had an average view duration of over 4 minutes, and then that's gradually gone down and down as more people watch. Obviously that could say less people watch, but I do know that at least 50% of people that watched that video watched over half the video, which is actually, believe it or not, quite good for any video. So bear that in mind. Now if you click on the analytics of the channel, let me just briefly quick on the and then underneath there you can see the published videos. That just give you a rough rundown. Obviously you can click on that, you can go into more detail, you can see what your videos are doing. This is actually quite important because you can sort of really clearly see the differences between, you know, what's done well, what hasn't. So my initial video that pops out, my collab video was really nice at 32 and 28 comments. I had a shouts video the other week that got 337, which I was quite happy about, to be fair, and that got some nice likes as well. And that was again about the Canon M50, so that sort of highlights to me perhaps I should make more videos about that. And this gets into I believe one of the questions later, which is really cool. But you can just have a rough idea how videos are doing, how they're producing, which is really important when you're working out, what videos to make next and all this sort of jazz. So bear all that in mind. So, you can just roughly go down, and then you have boxes here where you can just select them and you can add them or take them out of playlists. I highly recommend putting your videos in playlists. Try and think of a series. Try and think of streaming networks that you use. And I just think it's just a really good idea. So, if you're a musician, you might want to have a playlist of your covers and maybe a playlist of your personal music. That's just an example I would use, but that can be used with any type of content creator, so bear that in mind. That's a really cool little thing. Then obviously when you're uploading the video, you can sort of schedule them however you want. And actually a little power tip I'm going to share you guys actually is when it comes to Premiere videos. A lot of people have different views on this, but I'm just going to give you my take on it. I used to always use Premiere on my videos, but what I do now, a little tip just for you guys that watch this now, is what I tend to use, I will set up the Premiere so people get oh, this video is going to premiere at say 7 o'clock or whatever the time is, usually 7 o'clock on the Tuesday. And then what I tend to do actually is a couple of minutes before it's about to premiere and go live, I will just click public, which basically just means it's live and everybody can watch it. So for you guys and for your viewers, they can actually go onto your video, they can click it, press it, whatever, and straight away they're getting the value, they're watching your video, and they're getting the content that you want to show them, and boom, boom, boom. Now, in the nicest possible way, I know it feels really cool to have a time down, but if you're as impatient as me, and the nicest possible way, a lot of people like this, and especially with the increase of things like shorts here on YouTube and TikTok and, much shorter content, people just get more and more impatient. So if they have to wait 1.5 minutes to then watch a 5-minute video, it might be a bit like, hang on a minute, and you will see that people will just leave, because people just can't be bothered to wait. Even if they're your biggest fan, they might not watch it as long because they might get a bit impatient, especially if it's a shorts video, which could be 30 seconds. You've made that person wait 1.5 minutes, and on a countdown, you might think, oh, really cool. But I just think, you want to give people the value straight away. So I'm going a bit of a tangent then, but I highly do recommend just that little tip. So try it out, and I personally find it works. I tend to get more views, I get a higher view duration, and I just think, more importantly, it just gives value to your viewers, and I think that's really important. So if the camera's wobbling, I've got this camera set on my monitor. I should have used the tripod. I try not to wobble it as much. Anyway, go back to the dashboard then. Hopefully you can see that. Boom, boom, boom. So, yes, good evening indeed. Clap, clap. Oh, yes. Brilliant. Anyway, I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I make weekly YouTube tips to help you build your brand. If that sounds interesting to you, subscribe now. And if you're getting value from this video, smash that like button, because we've got loads of great value to get through. We really, really have. So, bear all that jazz in mind, people. Right, so in the day, you can see you publish videos, and this is probably a quick way to see which ones have had the most views, comments, likes. I really want you guys to concentrate on engagement. I think that's really important. Obviously, you want views, but I tend to notice, if you notice your videos or certain videos within your channel get more likes and comments, and probably more important to a certain degree, subscribers. If you get 1, 2, 3 or even more subscribers per video, perhaps make more of that type of video. So identifying, this is something I've struggled with, and something I'm learning to do more. It's taken me a while, but a year later I'm starting to get it. And I would highly recommend, if you identify, that's got more views than my most, other videos I make, and that's getting more comments, people obviously caring more about that type of content, then go with that. YouTube analytics are literally there to help you identify what videos to make. So ultimately, if you see videos getting a few more views and other stuff, more comments and likes, go with that. Then obviously you got your overall channel analytics, which is really cool. We can look at that into more detail just briefly. Here you can see what views you've got over the last 28 days, and obviously you can adjust that to 90 days, a year, and it's really cool. Something I sometimes like is looking at the see live count of your subscribers. And that's a really cool, because what I like to do, if you ever have a day, and I'm sure all you content creators can relate to this, if you ever have a day when you think, you know what, no one cares about my content, literally click on last 365 days of the year, and it's really nice to see, you know, when I started this a year ago, a nice boost in subscribers, and it's just really nice to see that very gradual growth, you know, which for most of us is how it goes. And then you could see it occasionally getting little spurts, but on the whole it's just gradually trickling, growing more and more. And that, personally, if you ever have a downer day, that's another power tip I'll share you guys, is go with that and just take that in, because it's just a really nice feeling. As we go back to that, that's something I'll just, you know, just bear in mind. And then underneath that, you have your latest comments, which is really cool. Something I want you to bear in mind is the hold for view comments. You'll probably have in your settings about certain words might be identified, or even if your biggest fans comment every week, which is brilliant. That's what you want people to do, because I think more important than subscribers is just people that like your content so much that they come back on a weekly basis. That's brilliant. Hello, Brad. Welcome to the live chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're also here all the time. Hail to you. And I just think it's really important. So just bear in mind to click on held for review, and then just give it a tick, and then you can respond to it, like it, reply. And another power tip I'll share you guys actually is just take the time to, don't just say thanks or thumbs up, but I'd really take the time to, you know, if they've giving you a little question or a bit of feedback, maybe start a little conversation, or if they've asked you a specific question, try and answer it in a bit more detail. So, you know, and as quick as possible, even if, you know, it's on the night or the day that you post your video, your content, people go, oh, this creator obviously cares about his viewers or her viewers, and then from that grows your channel, because ultimately you want to grow your channel. And you know, if you've got consistent people coming back every week, that is awesome. So bear that in mind. That's really cool. It sounds great to say. Thank you. I appreciate that value, Bran. I'm trying something different with the audio. I really can't talk today, with the microphone much closer to me, just to make it sound more like I'm in like a radio studio. So if you guys, especially you DJs out there, if you're liking the audio, hit that like button if you haven't already. Oh, brilliant. So yeah, so going back from that, then underneath that is recent subscribers. I click on that from time to time, have a little look. Now just bear in mind, and this is no fault of anyone's, but quite often YouTube, certain things are a bit behind in the times. Don't worry too much. Sometimes you'll get an extra subscriber, it won't be seen now if you don't know who they are. And then, but what I tend to do, I just go through there and just go through the pages, see if anyone has subscribed recently you've not seen, and just, you know, it's just good workmanship, if you will. God, I really can't talk today. And what's really cool actually is some new features have been added in, so please check them out. Stop wobbling the table. Is the news feed that YouTube gives. It gives YouTube, they're a really cool team. If you've ever spoke to them on Twitter, I do occasionally actually with queries and stuff like that. They really are cool. So if you're listening to YouTube, high five to you people. They really do get back to you. If you have any problems on YouTube, just go on Twitter, and I believe the page is YouTube creators, or the YouTube team. They've got both of them, and just literally just put your question on there, or just write a question and, you know, do the old hashtag YouTube team, and they are really good at just getting back to you. And it's really cool. They give these little news feeds, and they're always adding things to the dashboard or changing. Just for an example, content was called videos for years, and then about 6 months ago they just called it content on the dashboard. You know, just little things like that. And they're always adding little features to try and make the dashboard more easy. They're always asking for feedbacks and send them feedback. They're just a really cool team. And then they give you little ideas to suggest what you could do to make your channel a bit better. And what's really cool actually, they even do like a weekly news video for one of the creators from the YouTube team. And they give like a little flash news of what they're working on this week. So, you know, as a creator, if you're really into this and you're taking this seriously, it just makes you really feel part of this massive YouTube community. It's just really cool to see. So that is fair play. And that's something that I really, really love about YouTube. So please feel free in the live chat or the comments to say what do you think to the YouTube community? What do you think to your community? I'm going to be brutally honest. I love you guys. Those of you that come here every week, listening to me waffle on. It's just brilliant. It means a lot. So fair play to all of you. Anyway, so look at the content. I'm going to say, I won't go into too much detail. We can literally talk about this for hours, but it's just really cool. And what I really like actually is your playlists. So what I do on a weekly basis is customize my channel. Now you have 2 trailers at the moment, and you have for non-subscribers and for you guys for turning subscribers. And for ages and ages and ages, and some people say you should just do like a trailer, but personally, if you think how YouTube works, it sounds great and looks good when people come onto your channel, but you've got to remember most people will find you by one of your videos, if it be a new one or one from a year ago, and then they will click on it, and if they like it, they will subscribe, and if they go onto your channel, they will just watch more of your content. You could pretty much argue that they've been introduced to you by your first video, whatever your first video is. So from that, I make, sort of newbies, if you will, non-subscribers, they tend to get my most viewed video at the moment, which happens to be a shorts video on a microphone, recorded outside. So I've made that my video that newbies will see. And for you guys, returning subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, think about doing so. And if you're getting value from this video and you haven't already, smash the like button. And if you're a silent listener, welcome to the TVI universe. Those of you in the comments will be able to tell me how awesome you guys are, which is really cool. Hello, hang on a second. We love you, Dave. Oh, thank you. Oh, look at it. Look at the value now. I'm getting pure value. Let's just go to a different camera just for a second. Wow. Do you like my new t-shirt? YouTube Create. It's just a new t-shirt I made. And if you like it, or the mug, or whatever, for those silent listeners or newbies, go and check out my merch. There is a link in the description. But I just want to take a moment to embrace this love from the DJs here, from Lady Cuts and DJ Jubs. Thank you. I love you guys too. Thank you. Absolute value. See, I can't talk or drink today. Wow. No, seriously, that means a lot. Thank you. And I love what you guys do every week. It's brilliant. And go and check them out. Tuesday nights, go and check out Lady Cuts from 8 till 10. And DJ Jubs is usually Saturday and Sunday, I believe, 12 till 2. Correct me if I've got that wrong. Go and check them out. They are brilliant. Absolutely awesome. I absolutely mean that. And thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? I literally just made it up the other week. Just, as you do. We get back to that in a second. I've got too many cameras today. Oh dear, it's chaotic. So I've got about 3 cameras tonight. I'll explain that later. Anyway, so what I would highly recommend then, so if you want to customize your channel, I would highly recommend putting your newest video as your returning to subscribers. So, the people that really care about your content, the returning guys, will come back and they'll watch the value, and they will watch your newest video. And then what I'd highly recommend, you can do just uploads, and I know a lot of you do, but personally I just think it looks more professional to have the first, if you think about it, the stuff at the top is what people are going to see first. And I would highly recommend making a playlist of your newest content, and then add a little description, so you can click on it, add a little description like, this is our newest work, or newest covers, or our latest game reviews, or whatever your channel's about. And I would highly recommend that, because it just looks really cool. And then you could have like your best stuff. At the moment I've got stuff, and how do you judge that? You can judge it on views, what ones have the most comments, or maybe videos you just think are just generally your best work, and perhaps if you really want, you can make that the top and add a little description underneath the title. And I highly recommend that, because playlists do help bring in views and subscribers. People are more likely, if they click on a video within a playlist, to end up accidentally watching more. I would highly recommend that. And also just bear in mind that, if people watch one of those videos in the playlist, they'll watch more, so it's great. And then from that, just add to the playlist. Obviously, I'll do stuff on content, so I'll do like my Tuesday playlist, Friday live streams, editing, and just bear in mind, whatever your content is about, just have, you've got up to 10 tabs. So I would highly recommend using at least 5 or 6. And if you can only think of 1 or 2, start a new series. And that could be like the new one that you're, banging out on a weekly basis. So I would highly recommend that. And I just like to put featured channels for those of you that I try to follow on a weekly basis. Usually as a shortcut for me to find you. But also, if anyone's coming on the channel and I might go, oh, they look cool, and that's like free advertising, so why not? And it's all about growing the channel. So that's basically how I do it. If you click on branding, it's easy to change your profile picture. For those you don't already know, you just upload a great picture. I would highly recommend either a really cool logo, or personally, especially if you've got a personal brand or it's just you mainly in the channel, a nice picture of you like you're on Facebook. I just think it just looks more friendly, more rewarding, and that's going to be one of the first things that people see when they click on your video. So why not? And then basic information, you can add about what the channel's about, add tabs, stuff like that. I'll perhaps talk about it in another video because I do appreciate I've been going on for a bit. But anyway, so that's sort of how I would outlay that. And then something else briefly I just want to mention, if you want free music, there's a brilliant audio library on YouTube with millions of stuff, some all sorts of tracks. And if you don't want copyright getting involved and getting flagged and losing your channel and all that drama that I don't want any of you awesome people getting, I would highly recommend just picking one. And as long as you pick a track that's sort of made by YouTube, I personally just cover yourself, just copy the title and the artist, put it in your description, and it just shows that you don't own the music. And most of these tracks have actually been made for YouTube, and there is a license type that if it's more than just because most of these are YouTube audio library, you can actually customize it so they're basically the better songs could have copyright protection. So just make sure that you put the artist and the name. But if you just put the ones that just YouTube audio library license, they're the more basic ones, but some of them are awesome. My main theme song came from here, and it just saves the the ball ache of getting copyright striked and all that jazz. Thank you. Right, I'm going to answer some questions. Feel free to knock them in the live chat or in the comments. I'll ask them afterwards. So these questions basically came from Twitter, Instagram, where I've been having conversation with you guys over the last month. So some of you may recognize them, but feel free to put your comments in the live chat. And I've got so many tabs and whatnot. Anyway, right, so the first question, I've just written them down so I can find them more easily. So the first one was how to identify what video to make next. So let's basically go then to the screen. And what I would highly recommend, if you want to identify what video to make, I would basically go to your content, have a little browse of your videos, like we said earlier, and just say, for example, my shorts video. Let me know, those you be using shorts, what do you think of them? I think they're pretty damn good, if I'm honest. But I find you can overkill them because you want to think of the overall goal of your channel. If you're just making stuff for the sake of it, it sort of kills it. I still feel that longer content is king, and shorts are just there to sort of maybe pull you in a few extra subscribers or just a little bit of information. So I try not to do them too often, maybe once every fortnight. But when I do, if I tag them right, I get some serious views compared to my other videos, which is really interesting to see. So anyway, so I'll basically see what content gets the most views, comments, likes, all that sort of jazz, and basically make more of them. And then from that, I would then, here he is, hello Perry. I don't know what camera I'm on now, no Scooby-Doo. Hello Perry, my good old man, welcome. Thank you for joining us live here on TVR Creators. And if it's your first time here, for any of you silent listeners, I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I make weekly YouTube tips to help you build your brand. If you want to learn more about YouTube and video and all that sort of jazz, smash that like button, for that subscribe button even, for constant value on a weekly basis, because you guys rock. Oh yes. Right, so next question was basically how to record good sound for your videos. Simple answer. get yourself a good microphone. Don't have it too far away or too close. I would sort of say about here if you're doing a normal video. Make sure your camera or phone has the right jack. Plug it in and either have it on top of the camera or phone, and or on an arm if you're doing a live stream like I'm doing it now, and off you go. It's simple as that. I would just say just get yourself a decent microphone and off you go. But saying that, I still believe that you don't have to spend wages to have good quality sound. And okay, this costs about £100, but that's still nothing compared to some microphones. I know the Blue Yeti is about 400. Very good microphone. But I do say that, you know, if you don't want to spend the earth or you don't quite have the budget yet, get yourself a nice clip-on mic, clip it on you or on a second tripod. They only cost, you know, you can get a really good one for about £20 or dollars, and that will give you very nice sound because it's much closer to you as well, until you can afford a more expensive microphone. So, you know, bear that in mind. So yeah, that's basically what I'd say. And then how best to set up your channel? Well, I've pretty much answered that already, but just briefly I'll say again, you know, have maybe your best content as your trailer or your newest video, and then have a playlist of your best content or your most recent uploads, and then add some really cool description to each playlist. You know, it just looks more professional, like you put the effort into your channel, and basically just make your channel look good. You know, have a nice profile picture, nice channel, nice channel cover. If you're not really good at you know, channel art, use a website like Canva and just get a customized one. Then you can just customize it yourself so it's your work, but you know, it looks really professional. And just have 5 or 6 tabs of playlists with, you know, covers. You know, if you're a musician, for example, like you, Perry, you know, you might want a playlist of your covers and your, you know, your own work, that sort of jazz, which I think you're probably doing already. But for those of you who ain't doing that, I would highly recommend that. And just, you know, put the effort in. So when people go onto your channel, you know, you think, oh, you know, this person has clearly put effort into it. And always think, how can I make it more professional? How can I bring people in? You know, have links to your channel in your videos and stuff like that. And then what I would basically say then is always just, you know, keep improving. And a little power tip I'd add there is look at your channel on your phone. Bear in mind that more and more people now are looking at videos, you know, YouTube in general, on their phone. So check out your channel on your phone and see how it looks, and customize it for phones first. As much as I love PCs and laptops, most people are watching this stream now probably on their phone. So just bear that in mind. Okay, and no, this was a question I had on Instagram. Is what is the best camera for YouTube? Oh yeah, liking a new top. Thank you, mate. Yes, this was, if you can see it, this was a new top that I just designed briefly the other day. If you know anyone that hasn't got a cool top already, I thought it was more, if you could just move that out of the way a minute. No, I thought it was more, what I liked about this top, Perry, was I wanted to make a top that was more genuine for creators. So if anyone wanted to get one for their channel or whatever, it's just a genuine for any creator. You know, it's not just me, it's just for any creator and think, you know what, I like that, it's really cool. I'm a creator, it is my passion, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, thank you for that. Right, so the question from Instagram was, what is the best camera for YouTube? I don't know why, I just find that really funny. I would highly recommend the Canon 50 or the Canon 50 Mark 1, Mark 2 even. But I would say the best camera for YouTube is the camera you already have. So for most of you, that could be your phone. And for those of you who probably have really good phones, there you go. So it's what you have right now, you know. Don't mess about. Press record and make good content. I'll just make content and I will check it out. Another question I got was how to title your videos. Right, we're going to go to the screen for this. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in live chat and I will answer them as we go. But I would highly recommend, and this is how I title a video. So, and this is sort of practice, but also from, you know, other creators that do this sort of thing. So say you're going to make I'm going to use Skyrim. I love Skyrim. Not played it for ages, but I'm just going to use that. Type in Skyrim. So straight away, you'll get 10 potential video ideas or 12 or whatever it is, and straight away we've got like Skyrim theme, music, trailer, mod, soundtrack. If you're a gamer, you know what I mean, playthrough, blah blah blah. And okay, so we're thinking, right, cool. So if we type in now, interestingly, gameplay, unless it is, sorry, take that back. So if we type in gameplay, right, and this is an interesting one. Now, a lot of people don't always like commentary. I find it quite helpful. I don't know, I find it quite entertaining. I like it when people take us on the journey. One of the creators I follow, you may be watching this, is Nadia. Go and check out her channel. And I like the fact she almost takes you on a journey. So you're watching her play the game, and binge worthy gaming is the same actually. You're going on this sort of journey with this person, so you're not just watching the game, you feel like you're on a journey. I don't know, it just makes it more interactive, makes it more worthwhile, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, so from there you could say, right, okay, no commentary, right, that's cool. And then you can see the types of videos that come up. And what I personally recommend, this brings it down. So if you just typed in Skyrim, for example, I'm just going to copy that a second to save time. Say if you just typed in Skyrim, you'll get loads of videos that literally have thousands, if not millions of views. And that basically means the whole world is searching for them, and you're very unlikely to be spotted by anybody. But if you, by adding this commentary, you'll see the videos now have far less views, 10,000. Okay, there's 200 there, there's 90,000. You know, and there's lots of playlists there, which is really interesting to see. So that's cool. So make a playlist. It could end up on someone's search. Bear that in mind. And what's really cool actually is so what they then would say is add a letter. So you might say A, Android. Okay, that's interesting. B, okay, Beyond Skyrim, that's cool. C, and then what it'll come up with sometimes, like where we put in B, it's actually came up with an actual phrase that someone's typed in. So that potentially, if we click on that, there's loads of videos, but they've got far less views. There's one there with 933, there's another one there with 3,900. So basically, and then you could perhaps just modify it slightly, and then you've pretty much got a title that's more likely to get searched. And this is something I want you to bear in mind. Try and think of what you and other people would type in. So not necessarily what you want to call it. It's about, maybe this could be a video. It should be about what people are actually typing in, if that makes any sort of sense. And that's really, really important. When you're making, when you're creating your titles, and don't make it an afterthought. Even before you start recording anything, do a little search on your phone, whatever you want to make a video about, see what phrases come up, and I highly recommend that. So if you're a musician, same thing, the song, cover, do any little words pop up, and if it helps you just get a few extra views, that all helps towards growing your channel. So yeah, so that is that. So anyway, so if you're getting value from today's video on the absolute awesomes that you guys, I'm just going to briefly go to a bit of backstage stuff, because why not? If you got value from today's video, check out the link in the live chat or in the description for the awesome Zoom H1N. It's been the star of tonight's live stream, giving us great audio. So thank you. Go check it out. It's a brilliant recorder, really good. You can use it for sound recording, live streams, recording your sounds. It's just really good. It's really good. And I did a video on it Tuesday just gone. So if you've not seen it already, go and check it out. If you want to support the brand and the channel, check out our merch, our new t-shirts. I've mixed it around a bit, so there's a link to that also in the description. Also, if you really want to support either my channel or any channel that you like, just by watching one of their videos from start to end is a massive help. Because it tells YouTube that this guy rocks and he's going to take over the world. I just want to briefly show you what I was playing with earlier. Now, I was playing with the M50, which is now using now, and I've never used the M50 for live streaming. So there you go, it is here in its works, but the shutter speed isn't quite right, and I don't think I've quite got the right cable. Line ain't great because I'm not using my floodlight, because they affect the other cameras. And so it's basically a general work. So let me know what you think of this. I think it needs a bit of improvement. So I'm going to work upon. I'm still not a massive fan of it, just because I just find it way too fiddly, if I'm brutally honest. But it's something I plan to work on in the future. Maybe get a different cable, see if it makes it better, play around with the camera settings, this sort of jazz. And as you can probably tell by the quality, as much as I love the M50, I just haven't quite worked out the best way to live stream it to my level. So for now, let's go back to this, because it just looks better. But if I put on my floodlight, it ruins this camera and will make the M50 look better. It's weird. It's really cool. Looks orange. Yeah, exactly. It looks orange. And that is because proper lenses do not like unnatural house lights. And that is why. So if I use the really nice natural light that comes from the softbox light that I've got behind here, if I just hang on, if I just go to here, and the other thing, it keeps turning off as well, which is really a pain in the ass. But if you can just see, if I just turn that up, actually I'm not doing that because it's pulling the cable out. Forget that. It's up there. It's up there somewhere. Who needs fake tan? Just life. I was just gonna say that. Bit orange. Yeah, it is. It is a bit orange. It's a bit orange on the M50. It's because, and I can't stand it. I've got so many cables and everything around me that if I stood up, it'd probably all fall to pieces. So I won't do that. I have a live telly again. But yeah, you're very right. Who need? Yeah, exactly. Who needs fake tan when you got an M50 that's been set up by a moron? But yeah. If you've got any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your YouTube or video questions to the best of my ability, because you guys rock. Alright. And just while I have a quick drink, I'm just going to put the video on. Hang on a second. Okay, so I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I make, let's do it together now, I make weekly YouTube tips and video tips to help you build your brand. If that sounds interesting to you, subscribe now. And if you've got value from anything you've heard today in this live stream, smash that like button. And for you new people there, welcome to the TVR universe, and for you regulars, thank you so much. I applaud all of you and the love and value that you guys give me on a weekly basis for your content, support and your chats. I cannot thank you enough. You guys, the TVR universe, you guys are the people that rock. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. If you're this part of the world, enjoy your evening or morning or whatever part of the world it is. And as always, guys, let's do it together now. Let's do it together. You guys, let's do it together. You guys rock!